What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, acceleration, rolling test, checking the range on the battery, on the full battery, and performing a noise test. In the meantime, I am also telling about the driving experience. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, we are using sport mode and xDrive set up to auto, and we are going to perform acceleration test. Okay, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! This BMW is sporty oriented because according to the specification, 0 to 100 km per hour takes only 6.8 seconds, where his competitors such as Volvo XC40, Citroën C5 or Ford Kuga are a bit slower. If you want to see a full review of Ford Kuga plug-in hybrid, you can find the video on my YouTube channel. $60 to 110. And here is something you cannot find on the internet. Result of acceleration test from 60 to 110 or 37 to 68 miles per hour. On this graph, we can see that BMW X2 is in the middle between X5 PHEV and Ford Kuga PHEV. If you want to see my full review of BMW X5 plug-in hybrid, you can watch it on my YouTube channel. Under the hood we have twin-power turbo, 1.5 liters, 3 cylinders, 4 valves, combustion engine, equipped with 125 horsepower and 220 Nm of torque. On the back we have electric motor with 95 horsepower and 165 Nm of torque. Total output of this system is 220 horsepower and 385 Nm of torque. Top speed is 195 km per hour and acceleration from 0 to 100 is 6.8 seconds. But please keep in mind that 4-wheel drive we have only when battery has energy. If not, this is front-wheel drive. If you want to drive only electric, then it's rear-wheel drive vehicle. Something worth noticing is that Peugeot 3008, Citroën C5 and Ford Kuga have a better top speed than BMW X2. And this is how the exhaust sounds like. So now we are going to test the range on fully charged vehicle. The weather today is midday, 10 degrees of Celsius, and humidity 7%, and the side wind or wind is 8 km per hour. The surface of the road might be slightly wet because it was the drizzle was at the morning. Then you can see that from the last driving data, computer estimate 41 kilometers of range. We are fully charged. Okay, I am choosing Eco Pro. efficient driving settings, and then I'm choosing only Max eDrive. You can see on the screen Max eDrive and Eco Pro mode, and also Eco Pro on this screen and Max eDrive. And then we are going to test the range, and also we will be driving through the town around 2 kilometers, then on the highway 90 kilometers per hour. Today we have 19-inch alloys, 225/45 profile. Okay guys, we are close to the end of the journey on the battery. Just 4% left and no range. Computer is showing no range, but still we are driving on electric mode, 90 kilometers per hour, as you can see. And I am very impressed. On this battery, we did, to be exact, 49 kilometers. So it's even more than manufacturer is saying we can do. And it took us 39 minutes, an average speed 78.8 kilometers per hour, and average energy consumption 15.6 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. I'm very impressed. Well done, BMW. On this size battery, it's excellent score. And as you can see, 4% left, so we can use it in towns. But if you are traveling with lower speeds, you might get even more, or with higher temperature. This is just plus 13 degrees, so if you have plus 20 degrees, you might get even better score. Going farther, the bigger the battery is, the longer the range we can get. And in this case, unfortunately, X2 has one of the smallest battery in this segment of PHEVs with only 10 kilowatt hours of total battery capacity. The king of the battery size is Ford Kuga plug-in hybrid with just above 14 kilowatt hours of gross battery capacity. If you are interested in a full review of brilliant Ford Kuga PHEV, you can find the video on my YouTube channel. I have prepared for you a comparison of the WLTP ranges of all relevant vehicles in this segment. The official figures shows between 48 and 52 kilometers of range for this compact BMW SUV. And this number actually confirms our real-world range test for X2. For the charging, we have Type 2 connector, and charging takes 3.2 hours if you want to charge it from 0 to 80%. And if you want to charge it to 100%, it takes about 3.6 hours. As you can see on the screen, charging from about 25-27% up to 100 should take around 2.5 hours. So I'm using 7.2 kilowatt charger, but car taking maximum 3.6 kilowatts charger. Now we are going to test fuel consumption, and for that we need to know the status of the battery. I'm changing to Eco Pro mode and I click Save Battery. Okay, so now we know what is the percentage and we try to keep it. And then we go to Settings, My Vehicle, and reset the computer. Okay, we try to maintain 90 kilometers per hour, and in addition we'll have 3 kilometers in town. We did 100 kilometers. It took us 1 hour 14 minutes. Average speed 84.8 kilometers per hour. An average fuel consumption 5.7 liters per 100 kilometers. But in the meantime, we did recover some energy, 4% of energy. So we have now 90%. So if I do the math, then I will tell you realistically what is the real fuel consumption. Now you can see the fuel consumption of PHEV SUVs I've tested so far. And here you have the car model, the engine it's running, and the size of wheels. I've also included the weather temperature when the test was performed and average speed of the vehicle during the test. So where is the BMW X2 plug-in hybrid place in this table? Well, right in the middle with a score of 5.7 liters per 100 kilometers. The result is basically the same as the BMW X1 and Ford Kuga have, considering the same motor and drivetrain, even the same rims and tire profile. I'm not surprised we have the same fuel consumption. So now you know how much fuel your car will consume when it runs out of energy in the battery. And this situation is inevitable when you take a long road trip. Please let me know what you think. Is the BMW X2 PHEV cheap to run? So now we are performing noise tests on the highway. We are driving 90 kilometers per hour. And we are on summer tires. On the screen you can see the label, which is the A-class fuel consumption, B-class rain, grip on the rain, B-class for a noise, 71 decibels. Big thanks to Suland Moss for lending me this vehicle. Thanks to them I could perform the real-world test and present results to you. This graph shows how BMW X2 performs in the noise insulation test with comparison to the competition. And even if we exclude more expensive vehicles such as BMW X5 and Toyota RAV4, we can still observe that X2 is performing quite badly. In addition, X2 was tested on exactly the same tires and rims as BMW X1, but the end result is way worse. So I would say if you are sensitive to the road noise, skip this vehicle or switch to the 18-inch rims instead of 19-inch. I do assume you will be using winter tires during cold seasons. Then usually BMW offers winter tires on smaller rims, for instance 17-inch. And what does it cause is that noise insulation should be improved due to bigger size of tires itself. So the comfort of driving or driving experience. So we have here adaptive suspension. I think suspension is one of the best features of this car. I just love this suspension. It's a little bit firm, even in comfort mode. This one deals with the bumps and potholes in town like super quickly. You don't even notice. It's not wobbling like the other vehicles. So the suspension is just excellent. BMW made so much progress and so much development in balancing suspension, and we have here, I think, sporty feeling. Driving the car, you are getting feedback from the road, from the steering wheel. I'm a little bit surprised in positive way that we got very nice range out of that small battery. Then I wish BMW led us to buy digital driver display. Here we have a kind of hybrid. The analog gauges, they are very well done and they look almost like a digital, but of course they are not. Comfort of sitting is excellent, like in BMW X125e. Then I feel like BMW X1 has a little bit more space inside, so I could find a way better sitting position in X1. About performance, this is extremely quick, rapid and responsive vehicle with this sporty feeling. So if you want to go mostly for a sporty feeling and fun from driving, you should choose X2. Then the build quality, it's outstanding. It's for all BMW models, it's like well built, nothing to complain about it. So nice. You have soft materials in the places you need. Steering wheel is soft and it feels good in hands. The only thing for steering wheel is that I think maybe it's an idea for BMW to change the steering wheel for newer model, because this one, M Sport steering wheel, I think it's a little bit outdated design. And of course, infotainment system is one of my favorite ones. I like the graphic design on the, especially for the weather, and it's clear, easy to use. Maybe just my small complaint that there is not really perfect spot for your phone. You can put it underneath the central armrest with wireless charging, but for instance my iPhone 11 Pro Max is too big for this wireless charging, but it doesn't change overall feeling about the vehicle. And I have here a hi-fi sound system, and it's very good system. I would say if you are not fan of the music, then will be even more than enough for you. Doors are opening very wide. You have soft material here. There is a head-up display, very nice one. Rubberized material here, very good in touch. Rubberized material here and here. And then you have soft material here and scratchy plastic underneath. And quite huge pocket for bottles. Control panels for the windows and the mirrors. Underneath you can open the fuel cap and you can open tailgate. And this is the control panel for electric seats, and you can have plenty of adjustments with memory seats for two drivers, moving seats front, back, lowering, rising, adjusting the seat back, adjusting the sides of the seats, and the lumbar support. Plenty options to use. So the steering is nice and comfortable. It's really easy to keep in hands, very well balanced. And then you have a couple of buttons for the adaptive cruise control. Behind you have the steering heating and manual adjustment to the position of steering wheel. Driver display is hybrid. You have manual gauges, you have digital panel on the right bottom of the screen, and on the rest of the screen you have analog gauges. And on the left side you have the speed control. On the right side you have torque control. This is how the central mirror looks like. This is touch screen, and then you have a media control, and you can choose different radio stations. You can adjust the sound, change the balance, adjust treble, high tones, bass, gate. Then you can manage your mobile devices and Bluetooth settings. Then you can also choose another options to personalize stations. Navigation control, you can input address, just saying or typing on the screen, or using the xDrive system with rotary knob. And the map is very nice looking. It's working just fine, however you can notice just a little bit lag. Here you have this handle. If you are driving fast, passenger can keep him or herself on the corners. Two cup holders in front, USB port and 12-volt socket. And you can also close it if you need. Then you have a tight, clean arena. The glove box, I would say quite normal size. So you have rubberized material here, glossy plastic, black, with very nice lighting. This is metal-ish door handle. This is soft material. This is rubberized plastic, and this is scratchy plastic down here. And you have place for a bottle here. And this is how the back looks like. On the back seats, you have soft material here, scratchy plastic here, and very useful net. You have ventilation for the back passengers and two USB ports. If you don't have a sunroof, your vehicle is equipped with very nice lightning panel. You can open the trunk with a kick. This is car trunk. Underneath the floor you have some storage. Quite deep pocket for cables. You have 12-volt sockets here. Some hooks on the left side, net, some hooks on the right side, and a net here for for the first aid kit. BMW X2 PHEV has the smallest trunk capacity among competition. 410 liters is not much, and it's a 40 liters less than BMW X1 PHEV has. What is interesting in this graph is that BMW X3 has the same trunk capacity as X1 has. But overall, X3 PHEV seems to be bigger SUV. And what is even more interesting is that Ford Kuga PHEV has really impressive trunk size, and in addition, it's a bit cheaper. The situation is not much different when we fold the second row seats. X2 trunk capacity is very limited. BMW X1 has significant 180 liters bigger boot space. So conclusion is straightforward. If you need quite some cargo space, X2 might not be a vehicle for you. But if you don't need a big vehicle and you're enjoying sporty feeling of small crossover SUV, then this car can be a good option for you. BMW X2 plug-in hybrid interior is well built. Parts fit together perfectly, and components used in this vehicle looks like high quality made. Overall impression is good. However, we might sense that interior is aging a bit, especially with this look of hybrid type driver display and old-fashioned style steering wheel. Nevertheless, BMW X2 is decent vehicle which will give you a lot of satisfaction in everyday use. And now to our conclusion. So BMW X2 25e plug-in hybrid is very nice to drive vehicle, give you a lot of satisfaction and pleasure from driving, which means it's the driving experience is just excellent. So this vehicle I would suggest for people which want to have more fun from driving, which like this more sporty feeling with more firm suspension. One of the best feature I think from BMW, the way suspension is working, performance and build quality, and the feedback from the steering wheel, from the tires and so on. 19-inch rims, and I think they are a little bit too firm and a little bit too noisy. But of course, if you like the look, then you must go for 19-inch alloys. Is the BMW X2 xDrive25e a real all-wheel drive vehicle? BMW X2 PHEV is a four-wheel drive vehicle only when the car is using a combustion engine and an electric motor at the same time. If you are driving in electric mode, this becomes a rear-wheel drive vehicle. If the car runs out of energy in the battery, X2 becomes a front-wheel drive vehicle. Is the BMW X2 a good car? Yes, it's a magnificent small SUV which gives you an excellent driving experience. Interesting design and high build quality can be a main reason to buy this vehicle. Unfortunately, noise insulation is not good and makes traveling on longer distances a bit challenging to survive. Is the BMW X2 bigger than the X1? The answer is no. X2 is actually slightly smaller with smaller trunk capacity, with a bit lower sitting position behind the steering wheel than X1. Who is the BMW X2 for? X2 is for people who don't need a lot of space, who enjoy sporty feeling of driving and appreciate perfect build quality. Who's the BMW X2 not for? Definitely if you have a big family, or you need a lot of cargo space, or you are a tall person, you should avoid buying X2. I hope you've enjoyed watching my honest review. Thank you very much for sticking around. If you have enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe and click the notification bell. This will help channel to grow, and if you are interested in reviews of other plug-in hybrid vehicles such as Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, Ford Kuga, BMW X1, BMW X5, Toyota RAV4, you can find a link in the description down below or on my YouTube channel. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.